People of Earth, the following podcast is not real. But don't let the lack of fantastical parallel universes get you down. It's a beautiful Earth day. The sky is filtering out most other spectral wavelengths, leaving it a lovely shade of blue. The ground isn't yet erupting into white-hot mercury geysers, because that's still a few years off in your timeline. And the birds are content to stay in the trees and sing, rather than chase people around and consume them whole, because they haven't been dinosaurs for a long time. Even though they originally were. Don't at me, bro. So enjoy the fact that birds aren't trying to kill you. Although, wow, if a virus emerged from the melting permafrost that mutated all present Earth creatures back to their original form, what a thematically satisfying conclusion to this planet that would be. But in the meantime, sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello from the Magic Tavern, a weekly podcast from the magical land of Foon. I'm your host, Arnie Niekamp. If you've never listened to the podcast before, this is everything you need to know. 7 years and 2 weeks ago, I fell through a dimensional portal behind a Burger King in Chicago into the magical, fantastical land of Foon. Luckily, I'm still getting a Wi-Fi signal from the Burger King through the dimensional rift, and I use that to upload this podcast recorded here in the Tavern, the Strange Familiar, at the foot of what was formerly the Unnameable Mountain, but recently named, I'm sorry, John, I'm so bad with names. What was the...
Oh, it's now called Slobodan.
So is it Slobodan? Oh, and you know, I still don't think the mountain likes that name because I feel like we feel a little bit of an earthquake every time we say that name.
Yeah, did you feel that just now?
I did.
Wow, was that me or you?
I don't know. We should, if this was Earth, we would just get on Twitter and just start talking about it. Like, I don't know. I don't need to talk too much about Earth stuff.
Sure. Yeah, well, it's funny you brought up Slobodan, Arnie, because, yeah, it is, that name is spreading through the town like wildfire. Well, there's also a wildfire in town, but the name is spreading as well. And so I thought I'd come to you, Arnie, my best bud, my good pal, Clinky Pinkies. Say it.
Okay. Well, Sean, I didn't want to bring this up, but
yeah,
you know that the pinky ring you got me that is constantly shrinking and there's no way to reverse that?
Uh-huh.
I can't find it.
Oh.
Nor can I find my pinky.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. But, like, my hand seems okay.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that there's no pinky there anymore.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but the pinky is the balancing finger. So I don't see any handstands in your future.
Yeah, or past.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
Okay.
I would, look, I'm going to try my best to find the ring and my pinky, but if I'm being honest, I didn't use it that much. Don't drink a lot of tea, all fancy. Like, what would I use my pinky for?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess high fives if you meet other humans or humanoids. Pinky's out.
Can I be honest with you, Chunt? I've never given a high five in my life and truly meant it.
You've never given a sincere high five?
They're not like openly ironic high fives. I'm just like, I feel like I'm pretending a little bit.
Oh, so you're one of those down low too slow motherfuckers, huh? One of those psych and then slick back the sides of your hair pieces of shit. Oh, I dealt with you in high school.
Chunt, we never really delved into your high school experience, but...
I'm just saying, is it so wrong to want to press together your palms rapidly? Why do you have to fool someone? It's not cool to fool.
I feel like so much of you is coming into focus just right now. Like, I feel like I'm understanding you a little bit better, Chunt.
Well, it just sucks because I came to you with an idea for Slobodan, and then in the middle of that idea, somehow we started talking about your disappearing pinky, and now we're here where I'm just a mess.
You're right. Slobodan, your idea involving the mountain is much more important than my pinky or the fact that much of the town is on fire. But you go.
Thank
you go.
Yes, what I was going to say is so many people are talking about Slobodan, and I thought I'd come to you, my good bud, my best pal, Pinky Clinkies,
Can't do
and
that,
I would ask for an investment because I thought what we could do is open up a ski shop on the top of the mountain. Hear me out. It's called Slope On Down Slobodan.
Okay.
Now, everybody wants to hit the slopes, right?
Yeah.
Get some of that nice fresh powder. Yeah, so we build some sort of ski resort or some sort of ski school on the mountain, and we watch the money as it flows in.
Sure. Chunt, can I ask, why is it the more upset you are with me and the more you want me to take you seriously in the conversation, the more likely it is that you ask me for money for an investment at the end of that conversation?
Oh, I see. You're going to say psych? You're going to hold out your money and say psych and pull it back? Or take your money and slick back the side of your hair with your money?
Oh, God, what happened to you in high school? Anyway, I'm so sorry, but my other co-host is dying, so I should introduce him. My other co-host, he's pretending to die, Usidore the Wizard.
I was Usidore, wizard of the 12th realm of Ephesius, master of light and shadow, manipulator of magical delights, devourer of chaos, champion of the great halls of Tarakis. The elves knew me as Fiangyalak, the dwarves knew me as Zonin Hoogstengis, and I was known in the northeast as Gaswanius Maystar. And lo, since this terrible wildfire broke out earlier this week, my mind can think of nothing but how to get Arnie's pinky back. But I think I've come up with a solution.
Okay.
Here.
Hey, before you say the solution, and not to interrupt you just like Arnie did to me.
Yeah.
But Arnie's being a bit of a bully today. He told me before we started that when you say Devourer of Chaos, I should scream Cake Boss during the word chaos. He said that would be super funny, but I decided not to because Arnie's a bully.
That would never work on a podcast.
I'm sorry, that was totally my idea. I loved that joke, but I wasn't invested enough to put it on myself, so I wanted Chunt to do it, but I'm sorry.
Devourer of Cake Boss? That's funny.
I mean, funny enough for me to tell you to do it.
Sorry, Usidore, what were you coming up with?
Oh,
a solution for the pinky?
all I could think of was a way to save Arnie's pinky. And here I've devised this glove. Put on these gloves. They're big, puffy, white gloves. Only 4 fingers each.
Okay. Huh. But
And then you have to talk like this.
why would I want to do
And
that?
wear this hat with these 2 big round ears, and that soon your pinky shall grow back.
Okay, I guess I'll try it for now.
You look fucking goofy, dude.
No. Close. This reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe because my finger's missing.
Well, that helps with his pinky, but what about his brain?
What are we going to do tonight?
You know what? I'm so excited. I have a guest.
Oh, so the same thing we always do?
Well, yeah. I mean, at least once a week, except for the frequent weeks where we forget to have a guest. And then we just do a weird one where it's just us.
So you got a guest?
I
who's the guest?
did. And it's an old friend of ours. I mean, I say friend, but yeah, I mean, I consider him a friend. Remember when we were briefly in charge of the Velshmir army, like somewhere in season 3?
Uh-huh.
Skip me with the remember.
And then we met that magical talking crossbow, DeMonte?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
He was friends with my dear and true love, Genlevia the Red.
Well, this weapon sitting on the table is not actually just a crossbow. It's our guest, DeMonte the Talking Crossbow.
What's up, y'all?
DeMonte!
I've been here the whole time, man. I've been here the whole
time.
Wonderful. I had no idea. I thought you were a regular crossbow.
I know. People, I get that literally every day.
So inauspicious.
But quite an auspicious day to have you here as our guest once again.
Oh, man, it's great to be here. I'm really glad that I was able to find you guys because, I'll be honest. I need to get to the bottom of something because I need your all's help.
Oh, of course.
Wow. Yeah,
Anything
of
we
course,
can do.
DeMonte. You helped us out by taking over the Velshmir army that we were doing a bad job of running, and so we owe you at least one.
Well, DeMonte, speaking of getting to the bottom of things, could I interest you in getting to the bottom of the Slobodon Mountain? Now, typically you'd have to fall down, but what if you were on 2 wooden sticks that carried you down at a very fast pace?
Yeah, man, that sounds kind of cool, but what if I could just be on 1 stick? Wouldn't that be cooler, like just being on 1 stick?
Even a wider stick, and it could be a whole
A really
board.
wide stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I could wear really baggy pants and be cool.
Arnie, we gotta go back to the drawing board.
Well, I'm sorry, DeMonte, but in your current state, I don't think you could wear pants at all.
Yeah, that's actually one of the main reasons why I needed to find y'all.
Oh. For pants?
You need a pair of pants?
Well, I do, but I also need legs. I don't know if y'all remember my whole deal, but I was not always a crossbow. I used to be just a dude.
Oh, that's right.
right. Refresh us on your whole deal.
Yeah, and tell us how
I was like just a dude, and then the Dark Lord turned me into a crossbow.
Hate it when
Okay,
that
it was like a
happens.
curse.
That's right.
And I was, and honestly, I was just kind of like, well, whatever. That's just my lot in life. This is how it's gonna be. Because the only way
You roll with the punches.
I just roll with the punches. I just, I roll with the arrows, as they say in the crossroad world. Basically, the whole thing is that the curse was supposed to lift when the Dark Lord died.
Oh.
And now I don't, and that's why I wanted to find y'all, because basically I dished out on leading that army. I had to bounce, man. The violence, all that stuff, all the, old girl kept screwing the animals and stuff. I was not into that scene. So I had to bounce, and I just kind of was doing my own thing, going around. I started like a little food wagon that I would set up a little food wagon outside of different villages, on different nights, and just make small like comfort food, basically stuff like that. Just my passion.
Sorry, not to get hung up on it. Old girl, what kind of animals was she?
Any animal. She just didn't care. It was like, as long as it had thick cell walls, she would be all over it.
So even like
You
a
know what I'm
sequoia.
saying?
Chunt, you know Genlevia. She's the wizard of nature to nurture. She loves everything about nature, and she makes love to everything about nature.
It's messed up, man. I think maybe on the page it sounds cooler than in reality. In reality, it's like an upsetting thing to come home to every night and try to be like, hey, we're supposed to be working on these battle plans, and she's like going down on like a shrub.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so I bounced out of there, but I digress. So there I am. I'm closing down my food wagon for the night. Sold out all my delicious
Really?
treats.
So it was doing well. Good business?
Doing great. I mean, it's I just made a living wage. I'm a minimalist now. But the thing is this fellow comes over with like a little like weird looking guitar and starts like singing a song that's like about the news of the day or something. He just like telling people everything that's going on.
Sure.
And my man said that y'all killed the Dark Lord. He said it was like that's what he told me.
Yeah.
And I was like, at first I was
true.
like, oh, that's great. And then I like stopped. I go, hold up, like, why am I still a crossbow then? I'm like, that's weird, And so like, I was like, well, and look, I will say there are some. If you take a close look, you can kind of see there's like little, like I got a fingernail growing out of the tip of the crossbow. There's
So it's like
some.
you're mostly crossbow, but as we
I'm
look,
mostly crossbow.
as we look more closely, like really closely, there's some other stuff going on.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's a nose or a thumb down there at the bottom.
There's the third option that I'm a little concerned about.
There's definitely skin. I don't know what it is, but that's why I just want to meet up with y'all, because I figured, okay, this must be like some kind of fake news thing, because clearly the Dark Lord can't be dead. Otherwise, I would be, back to being a dude.
DeMonte, I now make this my number one priority to get to the bottom of this mystery. But
Thanks,
first,
man.
I just want to know, what's the name of your food truck?
Oh yeah.
The name of my food truck?
Yeah.
Basically it is, I did like toasts, like different types of toasts.
Okay.
I would toast bread to varying degrees, from lightly toasted to very heavily toasted.
Okay.
And it was called Toast of the Town.
Oh.
Yeah. And
That's
town
very good.
was spelled with an E at the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, of course. Well, what other way do you spell it?
No, an E. Chunt, E, not an O.
Oh.
No, an
E.
And E, not O.
Can I ask, and again, like we're going to get to the thing about your curse and that you feel like something's wrong with it and that maybe the Dark Lord isn't really dead. But about your food truck, how is it being a reanimated crossbow and having a food truck? Like, does that help in your business or hurt in your business?
You know what? The thing is, it's always about getting that first customer. Because, first people don't even realize somebody's working behind the counter. They just are like, oh, the person must have just took off and left all this bread with a crossbow back there.
Yeah.
But then, when I like start talking and stuff, they're like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
And usually they're a little scared, but if you get one customer, and I'm gonna tell you, man, my toast is good. I don't put nothing on it, no butter, no jam, nothing, just straight warmed up bread.
Just the bread.
Never heard somebody brag about not putting jam or
Interesting.
butter on toast.
No, I don't put nothing on this toast.
And it's so good. It's just that good.
And if somebody try to bring stuff to the cart and put their own stuff on the toast, they're 86. They're out of there.
Interesting.
That's not allowed.
So you take bread, and then through applying
slice
heat,
it.
you take almost all of the moisture out of that bread, and then you don't replace it with any other
Absolutely
moisture.
not. Absolutely not. It's just crispy and warm bread.
That sounds delicious to me.
It's great.
I've often found that butter on a piece of toast is quite ostentatious and unnecessary, and
Wow,
it draws away from the delicious, dry texture of the toast.
Hey, I agree. That's the whole reason. One of the whole reasons I started the food cart.
But I can understand your conundrum, because if I walked up to a toast cart and there was a crossbow sitting there, I would assume that's a booby trap, and that someone was trying to kill me with a crossbow by luring me in with toast.
Or maybe at first you think you're going to buy toast, then you see the crossbow, and then you think you're being robbed. And like, do people ever overpay? Like, do they suddenly like give you all of their money?
You because they think that I might murder them?
Well, yeah. I mean, they have like a crossbow, like looking them in the face.
Yeah, no, definitely people will definitely, start going, well, hey, I just wanted to, buy the toast, man, and no hard problems. And I'm like, hey, man, this is my face. This is how I talk, and, so yeah, there's definitely people out there who are just predetermined to be scared of me, and no matter what I do. But hey, you know what? That's the life in our crazy world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gross that people are scared of weapons. I just don't.
It's not cool. It's not cool, man.
It's not cool.
You know?
I definitely want to get to the bottom of this mystery about the Dark Lord, but I also wanted to know what types of breads do you use other than just slices of bread? Do you do bagels? Do you do pita? What sort of the range of bread?
Like loaves of white bread.
Just loaves of white bread. Okay.
Yeah. Loaves of white bread. We got a little. I'll do some wheat bread. I stopped through this one town, and they have their own bread they do. It's kind of a sour bread, and so I use some of that.
Why is it sour,
that.
though?
Huh?
Why is it sour,
I
though?
don't know. It's something that has to do with the dough. Makes it sour.
Ugh, gross.
It's weird. It was weird. It wasn't my thing, but the people wanted it. And like I said, I'm there. I'm out there trying to make a quick, some quick coin and get on my way.
The only people I know who like sour anything are kids and airheads.
Yeah.
Oh, those kids who live in the patch down the road?
Oh yeah. Oh, those kids are so fucking weird.
Oh,
Wait.
Airheads? You mean like the rock band?
Oh yeah, there's a rock band it's all kids who all they do is eat sour candy and then they write sour ass songs. It's a lot of like, I hate dad, never coming home. It's a lot of that.
I always confuse those sour kids with the sour kids, the Lemonheads.
Oh, the Lemonheads.
Yeah.
That's a good band as well.
And I could sing their song. I could definitely remember one, I think, but I won't. But I'm sure I know some.
Yeah, so basically that's pretty much it. Not a huge variety. I try to locally source my materials for the bread. But I don't want to get into like bagels or pitas or any of that stuff because, then people really start talking about like, well, where's the lox? Where's the hummus? All this stuff. And I'm like, buddy, get out of here. This is toast only.
Got it. Yes, so it's a very focused business. I'm very impressed that you have managed to find the audience for this particular product.
Well, you know what? My father was an entrepreneur, and he always told me, whenever we'd roll into a town, he would kind of stroll around town and look at all the signs, all the businesses that were there, and then he'd try to think, well, what business isn't here? And
Nice.
pretty much everywhere you go, there ain't no toast shop.
That's true.
Excellent. I can't argue that. I don't think I've ever seen a toast shop anywhere. I've seen a tea shop.
Oh yeah, Usidore. This is a fun game we sometimes play. Usidore, say all the shops you've seen.
Okay, here I go. I've seen a bakery. I've seen a cobbler's.
You've seen Skies of Blue and Fields
I've
of
seen
Green.
Skies of Blue, Fields of Green. I've seen an upholsterer.
And those are stores. Yeah. Sorry, Skies of Blue is a store and Fields of Green is a store.
I've seen an upholsterer. I've seen right next door to that a reupholsterer, which doesn't bode well. Let's see. I've seen. Does a mayor's office count?
I think
It's not
so.
really a store, but they are selling something, I guess.
They're selling justice, right?
That's right.
Okay, I'm sorry, DeMonte,
Arnie,
and you,
I'm
sir,
still
can you-
listing shops.
Yeah, you keep going. I just
All
want to
right.
speak with
I'll be up
Chunt
there.
privately for a moment.
With me?
Yeah. Chunt, I think we should just confess to DeMonte that
Oh, an armor
Zunkord
shop.
isn't dead, because I can't listen to Usidore name any more fucking shops.
Weapon shop?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting just because he's been around for so long and we know the list is going to be so.
Livestock?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if it was in alphabetical order or something, so I could
Socks.
kind of
A
track
shop
like how
just for
far we
socks.
are and how much longer it's going to go on.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, I think let's go to a break maybe. DeMonte, we're going to take a break. But first, before we do, a toast to you.
Oh.
Let me just hand out this. I see your satchel here. If you don't mind, I'm going to grab some of these dry pieces of bread.
It's toast.
To DeMonte, who, dry as he might, has yet to turn into a human, and for that process to soon come. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this quick bite of toast.
Oh, I get it. Toast.
Yum.
That's that toast cough.
Fly, you fools! Over to patreon.com/Magic Tavern right now and become a patron of the show. For only $5 a month, you get access to all of our wonderful bonus content and material and ad-free versions of the show.
So, DeMonte, and we're going to get to the curse in just a second, I promise. But I have a question. Like, how's your social life? Like, what's going on with you, like, when you're not working at the toast shop?
Oh, well, I mean, it's pretty labor-intensive job, because like I said, I locally source all the ingredients, I bake all the breads, I got to travel from town to town, but when I have some time to get down, I like to let loose, relax a little bit, kind of do my thing. Obviously, dating has been tough because, this curse, I'm still just a crossbow.
Yeah.
So a lot of ladies aren't that into it. Except for some freaks,
Sure.
That's how I knew I had that toenail on the top of my bow, because this one girl was like, "Look at that, toenail, it's so sexy," and I was like, "What? That sounds disgusting."
Yeah, most women would take one look at a crossbow and bolt.
Yeah, most women, but hey, look, it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's got their kink, and I ain't here to shame anybody except for old girl who used to work the army with, because her kink was out of control.
Yeah, old girl.
Yeah, you mentioned going down on a shroom. Sorry, you mentioned going down on a shrub.
She did both of them. Mushrooms, shrubs, anything, man. I'm telling you, it was like, if it was organic, she was on it.
See, now I appreciate that those are in alphabetical order.
Shrooms and mushrooms.
Shrooms and shrubs.
Yeah.
DeMonte, looking closely, there's some hair over here, and
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, look, I'll tell you this. I know something happened to that Dark Lord. Something must have happened to it, because none of this stuff would be going on with me. This is not normal crossbow stuff. This is definitely human stuff.
I will say I have two theories. As a shapeshifter, I do have two theories. Number one, you are going to turn back into a human, but maybe the curse didn't specify how long. So maybe you turn back into a human over the course of like 100 years, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was so crazy, because when I turned into the crossbow, it was like lickety split. Like, it was like blink, and I'm a crossbow all of a sudden.
Sure. Yeah, sometimes
fast.
undoing curses can be tedious work. The other thing I thought might be true, and I don't want to offend you, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I've come across in my travels, statues and stuff where they're like, "Help me! I've been turned into a statue by some evil wizard," and
A statue shop.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Or in Usidore, some other wizard will help try and turn the statue back into a human, and it turns out they never were a human. They just, they've been around so long that they start to concoct these stories in their head of like, I must be meant for more, I might be special, I must have been something else and got turned into this thing.
So you're saying I'm not a human? That's what you're saying? It's like maybe I should just think maybe I'm just an idiot?
I'm just saying I'm looking at the hair here and I do see a little bit of glue at the base.
What, like I did this to myself, man?
It is just a theory, and Chunt is looking out for your best interest, because that time that I turned a statue into a human who had never actually been a human, and it had to like use the bathroom for the first time and eat for the first time, it was very upset, and it begged me to turn it back into a statue. Begged.
I cannot wait to use the bathroom.
All right, that makes sense.
Do you go as a crossbow?
No, I have no digestive system. I'm a crossbow, dude.
So when you release an arrow, is that like you coming?
What? No.
Just when you fire an arrow, there must be some sort of release, right?
When you throw a rock, is it like you come all over yourself?
Depends on the size of the rock.
No, I'm gonna go with no.
No, it's not. No, it is like, look, like I am just a straight up crossbow, like wood, some horsehair for for the tension thing.
Right.
Sure, yeah, horsehair for the tension,
I'm more inclined to think that you're human now because you don't know the parts of a crossbow particularly well.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe
if you were
that
just a crossbow, you would know. Yeah.
Right, yeah, you've been saddled with this. This is a terrible curse that's been put upon you, and I fully support you. But I have another, sorry to ask all these needling questions. We're going to get right to that Dark Lord thing. But you're saying that shooting the arrow is like throwing a rock for you, so the arrows aren't part of you.
I mean, I never felt like it. Again, they just sort of appear. Like I think I want an arrow, and it appears in the, in the little loading area, and it just fires.
Okay, so it's almost more equated with like spit. Because when I want to spit, even if and this is no offense to your toast, if I want to spit, my mouth is like super dry. All I have to do is be like, I want to spit, and my glands will start to work and produce spit, and then I can spit. So maybe that's a nice one-to-one?
Yeah, you know what? Okay, maybe shooting my arrows is kind of like coming. You're probably right.
Yeah,
I am like producing little pieces of myself, and I'm shooting it out onto the world.
Yeah. And you're like, more of this?
I jumped down your throat on that, but I think I was just I'm just kind of touching because, I just really want to be a dude again.
Yeah, for sure. It might even be more like when I hold my fist like this, closed, and then I turn it over and I open it up, and there's always a little frog there.
Look at that.
Oh.
Look at that little guy.
And that's your cum.
And this always happens?
Yeah. Every time.
Chunt is a great question. Is that you coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. You came at the table?
I did it again.
So why would you do it? Why would you do it again?
Here. We're eating.
Guess who's coming at dinner? Let's do a little experiment. Why don't you close your eyes, if you have them, not to be rude, if you have them. And what I want you to do is just think.
Yeah, I see. Look here in the back. There's one eye, kind of, I think. So, yeah.
Ugh. No offense. And as you close your eyes and think, I want you to speak aloud what you're thinking of. I want you to think of what you miss most from when you were human, your human days.
Mm-hmm.
Think and speak aloud.
Eating food.
Okay, pretty necessary.
Pooping.
Yeah, again, daily function, more of a function.
Having sex.
There we go. Okay, now we're in there.
Number 3.
Sleeping.
Absolutely.
Oh, you don't sleep as a crossbow?
No.
Oh.
It's not necessary. My crossbow doesn't need to sleep.
So, but you never get tired.
No. That's like I said, that's why I'm baking bread all the time, just trying to use up the day.
Right, that's good for a small businessman.
It's got to be almost maddening to never get a rest in that way.
I mean, if I was probably in my human body, it might be maddening because there'd be a lot of like triggers inside of me that'd be telling me that I need to go to sleep. But as a crossbow, I'm just kind of at like go time, all the time, just ready to roll.
Well, as a crossbow, you do have a trigger
on the outside of it. Yeah,
that's right.
What do you? I don't think you've told us this before. Pardon me if you have. What did you look like when you were a human?
Man, I was so handsome. I was the handsomest boy in town.
Just like what the statue said, Usidore.
Yeah, why is it every inanimate object says that they were the handsomest?
The statue, we said, what did you look like before? And he was this little, this statue was nasty. The statue was like, oh, I was 7'2", super handsome, absolutely chiseled, just like I am now, 12-inch dick, like abs, like just really, it's just like everyone I think sees themselves differently, I guess, but...
In the statue's defense, as we established earlier, it was never really actually human before, so it just said things that sounded good to it.
Sure.
You know, if I had ever been human and not a wizard who just appears in the shape of a human, then I would probably have some pretty convoluted ideas about what humanity does too.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I was the prettiest boy in town. I had like, probably 13, 14-inch dick.
Okay.
Lots of hair on my head, like just a full head of hair.
Yeah, that's one of the places it goes.
And, just really broad shoulders.
I like that you went face, genitals, hair, shoulders.
Barbershop.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
Also, that reminds me, I need to pick up a bottle of genital and shoulders. You know that shampoo I like, Arnie?
Well, sure.
Yeah. Keeps the dandruff out of there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, hey there, good looking. It's Chunt letting you know you can check out all of our bonus material, including my personal favorite, Offices and Bosses, over at patreon.com/Magic Tavern. Bye-bye.
Well, I guess Usidore, is there any spell to hasten the undoing of a curse, or...
There certainly is. And it's certainly
Well,
not
but
the
it's also
problem.
possible this guy could just not be dead. That's what I'm thinking.
No.
I guess my thing is like,
That's not possible.
I was thinking about starting a podcast where I kind of broke down. I think that this might be a hoax, And,
no.
yeah. So I was like gonna start kind of like just a short series of podcasts, kind of going out trying to figure out if the Dark Lord actually is dead or not.
Arnie, that's the last thing we need.
I know there's so many people in Foon that are just ready to like sink their teeth into a conspiracy theory.
And the Dark Lord just started that Theranos company before we killed him.
Well, here's what I'll say, and I'm just, I'm thinking. Aha! Here's, I think, is what's going on, DeMonte. They say the great minds of Foon. They say you're not truly dead until the last time someone speaks your name. And here we are, 4 goofs, and we keep saying the Dark Lord over and over and over.
What a bunch
so
of
that's
goofs.
keeping him alive. So maybe if we all stop saying Dark Lord, then he'll truly be dead.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That probably can't do a podcast then.
Yeah.
Oh no.
DeMonte, Chunt, could you excuse Usidore and I for a second? And while we're gone, Chunt, do you mind just naming all the stores you've seen?
Okay. Yes.
Usidore.
The Abracadabra store.
Usidore.
There was the calligraphy store.
Usidore, stop listening to the stores.
Sorry, these are fascinating.
No, they're
Dandruff
not.
store, which is where I first found about
What is it?
genitals and shoulders.
I'm so sorry.
Fuck store. There was Grandma's house, which is kind of...
No, I can't stop listening to these.
There
Wait,
was
your grandma had her own store? DeMonte, did you hear this? His grandmother had her own store.
What's that? Sorry, I stepped away.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Chunt's grandmother had her own store, apparently.
Wait a minute. You
Oh,
stepped
okay.
away. DeMonte, you stepped away. You
Oh
must have
shit!
gone
I got a
free.
foot. Oh, what the hell? I got 1 foot.
Usidore, let's walk a little bit further away for a second. Usidore,
Really
so
enjoying
is there
it.
anything that you can do? Obviously, the Dark Lord is really alive, but can you, like, magically just reverse this curse?
There was the kite store.
I suppose I can try. I don't know that I'll get DeMonte back
There's leopard,
to the way
leopards.
he was before, because I'm not really
Leopards,
undoing the
Wrath
curse.
Beyond.
I would just be kind of putting a curse on
Monster
top of the
Storm.
curse. So I wouldn't really be turning him from a crossbow back into a human. I'd be turning the human that is a crossbow into a new human. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like a game of telephone or something.
Exactly. Let's go back over there and I'll see what I can suss up.
Man, I'm just tapping my tapping my foot, tapping my foot.
That's a very attractive foot. You said when you were still human for no reason, what color were your eyes?
Huh? Oh, blue. Blue is the sky.
Blue is the sky, of course. And your hair was this sort of beautiful, dark, brownish black that I see here. A little tuft of hair.
Yeah, it was just like that, but a bunch of it.
Okay, well, what if perhaps, for no reason at all whatsoever, we all decided to, I don't know, prick our fingers and pour a little blood into the middle of the table. Wouldn't that be fun?
That sounds like great fun. Here we go. Get my
I
claw.
don't have a finger. I just got this 1 foot though. You could prick this. One foot.
The toe will work. Toe will work just as well as a finger. Yeah. And then we could open the windows and see the sunlight shining through here, and this,
Oh, sorry, I farted. Is that why you're saying that?
Yeah, that's it. I wanted to air it out in here a little bit, DeMonte, no reason. We can see the sun setting in now, the perfect time of day, the golden hour.
Beautiful out there.
The golden hour that is most filled with power. Let us now here see this crossbow, who once was a human man, come forth and no longer be in this form. I demand, ye goddesses, that you here curse him to be human once more.
Oh, there's hair growing out of the top of the crossbow. And another foot. But just a foot.
Think about the most beautiful human you've ever seen.
Oh, I'm just 2 feet of hair and a crossbow.
Oh, and there's teeth coming out of the bottom of the wood.
Oh, it's still going. It's still going.
Oh my gosh.
This is horrible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Oh.
DeMonte?
How do I look?
Like a crossbow with the most beautiful hair and 2 big old feet.
Oh.
Here. I've got a mirror here. Do you want to take a look?
Oh my God.
That's pretty close, right?
I feel like I look like a cartoon character.
What?
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
Your lips to God's ears.
Here,
All right. So I got a couple feet and a bunch of hair.
Arnie, give him some
teeth
legs.
in one eye.
Give him some legs.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Oh.
Arnie, give him some legs.
You love it.
I love it. All this time, and while I was talking to you guys, I was thinking that although I've thought so much about being human again, I did enjoy a lot about being a crossbow. I could shoot arrows anytime I wanted. I didn't have to sleep.
Yeah.
And now I can move around a little bit easier. Looks like I got like one eye down there. Maybe it'll start working. I got all this fuzz. All that stuff could only help me make my toast.
That's true. And
I think this is the best solution for me.
to be a human crossbow hybrid.
A crossbow.
The car crossbow.
I'm a crossbow.
He's a crossbow.
I'm a crossbow.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the crossbow.
You won't be lonely.
I really do miss my Uncle Charles. Have I ever told you, Arnie, about my Uncle Charles?
No.
Oh, another time.
Okay.
Well, a round of drinks for the table while we take a break.
Yeah, like you said, it's a power hour, so we,
DeMonte, drinks on me. What do you want to put your teeth into?
Just a nice IPA.
Very well. Ales for the entire table.
Well, why don't we, and DeMonte, if you don't mind sticking around for this, why don't we read some emails, both from our listeners, who can email us at magictavern@puppies.supplies. It's a real email address, but also our patrons who join the Magic Tavern Patreon at patreon.com/Magic Tavern also send us in messages. And I definitely remembered that easily. Here's one. We've been getting a lot of messages for Usidore recently because, he's dying. Here's one. Hello, Magic Tavern friends. I've been listening since season 1, but I've fallen behind on episodes, so I'm catching up now. I got my mum into the podcast too. Fun fact, when my mum or I miss a call from one another, instead of leaving a useful voicemail with the reason why we called, we recite Usidore's name in full. It started off as a joke, but it's now a regular part of our life. I love the podcast and all of you, Violet. Thank you, Violet.
Oh, thank you, Violet. Here's everyone's drinks. I just got back to the table.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's a lovely sentiment, and what a wonderful way to imbue me with even greater power than by reciting my names.
Here's another email.
Okay.
Wait, Arnie, I have one.
Oh, sure.
This is from Isaac and Lily. You can always email me at chunt@gmail.com.
Oh,
Isaac,
Chunt?
Yeah?
Chunt, is it written in the form of a script, so I know which parts are Isaac and which parts are Lily?
Yeah, so Isaac says, hello, Chunt. And then Lily says, I was very happy to hear that you had an email address. And then Isaac said, I'm very excited for the opportunity to speak with you. My wife and I just started listening to Arnie's show. Huh, funny they call it
I
Arnie's
don't care
show.
for that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And we love hearing about Foon. And then Lily says, what has been your favorite thing to be out of everything you've been? Thank you. Okay. Well, Isaac and Lily, thank you for writing in. My favorite thing I've been, I think, is present.
That's
And Arnie-
deep. That's deep.
That's
yeah, and
really
Arnie,
powerful.
you taught me that.
Yeah.
You told me that I should start listening to understand versus listening to respond.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really do that.
Sure. What were we talking about?
Arnie, do you...
How's your drink, DeMonte? Can you actually taste any of it? We did you pour some?
I mean, I'm just
on-
kind of pouring it onto what I think are taste buds. I'm not sure what these little nut things are, but I can't really taste it just yet. But
Nothing
I'm
just
having
yet.
a blast. I'm having
Great.
a blast just tapping my foot along.
That's all that matters.
Also, it occurs to me that we don't really know what parts you do and don't have internally. So consuming this alcohol, like, who knows what's going to happen on the other side of this experience.
Hey, man, gotta go for it. Only way to get past it is to get through it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I met some young people who said you only live once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sounds like something a young person would say. Probably those fucking sour kids.
Oh, here's an email. Hey, Arnie, Chunt, and Blue Dude. Big fan, all caught up. Oh, that's great. And was giving the podcast another listen through and came across someone who can call you on your BS about defeating the DL. If DeMonte, this talks about DeMonte. If DeMonte hears the Dark Lord has been defeated.
There we go. He's
but
going to live for
remains,
another year.
What's that?
oh.
Wait, what? What was that all about?
You know what? Thank you for your email, Anthony. Thanks for sending it in. I can't read this whole
He
thing.
just ended it.
Yeah, he just ended it there. Thanks,
must have
Anthony. Don't be a
That's
narc.
weird. That's weird.
Don't die, don't be a narc. That's what we always say.
What's email?
Well, it's like letters. You know how we write letters and birds carry them from one place to another. Well, on Arnie's world,
Or like that guy who played the guitar and told me that the Dark Lord was murdered.
Yeah.
right?
Well, there you go.
okay.
You're keeping him alive with his name.
That's
Oh,
true.
my bad.
Arnie has that on his world, but it's done with like lightning.
Yeah, it's like letters written in light.
Dangerous.
Exactly. It's like letters written in lightning that you can ignore for up to 10 to 12 days.
The people in your world can ignore lightning words?
They try to. Yeah. They try to
Wow.
get to lightning 0 if they can. But I like to think of it as an email as a wish your heart makes.
That's kind of cool.
Okay.
Not deep, but cool.
Well, DeMonte, I'm very happy that you're happier than you were when you got here, and that you're
I feel
beginning
good.
to take a different form and enter a new phase of your life. And I hope your business continues to succeed.
I feel great, and I love this town. I love this mountain. I think I'm just gonna keep my food cart here for a while.
Okay.
Just to kind of hang out. So if you guys ever want some toast, it's on me.
Oh, well, how generous.
Didn't know. Yeah.
I'll be by tomorrow morning.
Great.
I'm a bit of a foodie myself, a bit of a gourmand. So I might even give you a quote if you want to put it on your food cart. It's like a mouthful of sand.
Oh, okay.
Chunt, the shapeshifter.
Yeah. Thank you.
Feel free.
Thank you very much.
It's like eating out a desert.
Okay.
How about butter is for assholes?
Now that's my kind of quote.
But you know what? Now, then you're going to get confused. On the other side of Nibble Bottom, there's that buttered asshole cart. So I don't know.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Usidore, I have a quick question for you. Are there any?
Oh, buttered asshole shop.
Tadpole store.
Usidore, are there any potential
Hey,
side effects?
they're both just listing stores, dude.
Walking
Every
store.
time.
Let's see, fancy hat store, fancy shoe store.
They're just both listing stores away.
Yeah.
Oh, Crate and Carol.
You know what, DeMonte? I can't handle these two anymore.
two.
Do you want to maybe
Pile of
go
crepes.
across the street and see if there's another
Crepe-
tavern we can hang
crepe
out
and-
at?
Yeah, man, let's go get lit.
Yeah, let's catch up.
Low
All
end
right.
fabric.
Usidore, Chunt, they're not even listening to me.
Illuminating
I'll see you guys next week.
What? Oh, yeah. Dog store, cat store.
What else was there? Worst buy. Where it's just people unloading shit onto you for terrible prices.
Sears and 5 Point Buck. Chase Bank.
Oh, that's where they take your money and run.
Yeah, I hated that place.
I've heard that some podcasts end on a punchline. I wonder what that must be like. Wizard's Choice Award nominee Usidore the Blue was played by Matt Young. Chunt, the talking badger, and come to think of it, the badgering talker, was played by Adal Rifai. DeMonte, the talking crossbow, was played by special guest Colton Dunn. You may know him from Superstore or the podcast Voyage to the Stars. I only know him as the man I paid $500,000 to hunt down the people who had stolen one of my porcelain figurines. Follow Colton on Twitter at Captain Dope. Hello from the Magic Tavern is an independent production, made possible by supporters of the Magic Tavern Patreon. I think we all agree it would be needless pandering to list supporters by name, so I won't waste your time talking about people like Jen Finn, Darby, Jacob Sweeney Samuelson. Oh, we're back to the hyphenated last name, Jacob. I guess someone learned how to apologize. Tron McGivern, Alexander Regal, Benjamin Jones, and Phoebe James. One of the unfortunate side effects of supporting our show is people like Steve McHugh, Dante, Randy Barrett, and Corey Johnson get all sorts of bonus content each month, including at least 2 all-new bonus episodes. Plus, we keep throwing old Stitcher Premium spin-off series onto the Patreon at frankly an alarming rate. Last week we added all 8 episodes of Earth Games Season 2. You know, in case you want to hear Arnie and Chunt play Zork with a giant toe. I'm not playing a clip of it. No, I'm not. So, you'll just have to sign up at patreon.com/Magic Tavern to hear it for yourself. Hello from the Magic Tavern is produced by Arnie Niekamp, Matt Young, and Adal Rifai. Post-production coordination by Garrett Schultz. This episode edited by Chris Rathjen. Ryan DeGiorgi not only contributed nothing to this broadcast, but is actively rooting for our failure. What a shell of a person. Hello from the Magic Tavern logo by Allard Laban. Magic Tavern theme by Andy Poland.
What else was there? I think that's it. Usidore, I think we named them all.
We did it. Well, Arnie,
You know what, Usidore?
somebody has killed Arnie.
No. He
What?
probably just left. And you know what?
What?
Give me a high five, motherfucker.
High fives. We did it again.
Yeah!